The Pentagon says an Iranian Navy vessel has been once again on the U.S. Navy ship. Several of them may be damaged approved by 7 from Iran. 3 of them maneuvered close to the ship, maneuvered in course from a range of about 500 yards. Unsafe and unprofessional is what the Pentagon called it. A court in Pennsylvania just has set a tentative trial date for Bill Cosby on sex assault charges next June 5th.
Okay, I don't know if you guys could hear that. The radio signal's pretty bad for some reason, and I also know that I mumbled a lot throughout the last video, so I'm trying to talk a little louder. Basically, there are U.S. Navy boats in the Persian Gulf, and Iranian boats go near them every once in a while. It's happened pretty often in the last couple of days, last couple of weeks. It's like once or twice a week. And the Pentagon counted it outrageous. The Pentagon kind of called it outrageous, unprofessional, really provocative. And it's just like, okay, now the U.S. armed forces are acting so stupid that you're forcing me to defend the Iranian regime, which I fucking hate. But that doesn't mean just because I hate them, I will lie about them. Okay, so the U.S. has 25 to 30 military bases surrounding Iran. Okay, we have our fucking aircraft carriers and our destroyers, whatever, in the Persian Gulf, right next to their fucking territorial waters. So you can imagine if it was the other way around. Can you imagine if Iranians have aircraft carriers, destroyers, battle cruisers, whatever, battleships actually, just, miles from our territorial waters? Just all the time, just as norm. Can you imagine the outrage that right-wingers would have? Saying, oh, these Muslims, they're gonna invade us. We need to attack them. That wasn't even a very good right-winger impression. This is how they talk most often. Can you imagine how mad Americans would be if the roles were reversed? No, but since we do it, it's okay. But if Iran does it, it's bad. Okay, so the Pentagon calls it unprofessional that their boats come near us every once in a while. They never shoot at us. They don't kill anyone. It's a lot better than we've acted towards them. And the Pentagon has the balls to call that unprofessional. Bitch, they expose that the CIA launches cyber attacks against Iran all the fucking time. Now, can you imagine if it was the other way around? Again, if Iran launched cyber attacks against us all the time, wouldn't we be outraged? No. But when we do it, it's okay. When Iran does it, it's bad. So there's a double standard that America has throughout the world. We can do whatever we want because we're the strongest. Might makes right. Everyone else, screw them. I don't fucking care what they do. They're always wrong. They're Muslim terrorists. Nothing they do is right. Even when Iran says aid to Haiti earthquake victims, nope, they're still bad. They got to find something wrong with that. So the whole point of this little rant was that the U.S. is acting like a fucking asshole. They're fucking little bitches. And all you have to do is reverse situation, see how redundant it is. Why the fuck do we have fucking battle cruisers and aircraft carriers and destroyers all the way over the Middle East? We shouldn't have any armed troops anywhere outside our borders. Bring all the troops home. They can spend time with their families. We would save a bunch of money and stop butting our nose into almost every single fucking country on the face of the fucking planet. Did you know that cyber warfare is declaration of war? So technically, we are at war with Iran. We've been at war at Iran for several years now, through proxy wars and through direct cyber attacks against their nuclear infrastructure and their other critical infrastructures. Can't talk today. So it's okay for us to do all that, but the moment their boats get near us, suddenly that is Islamic terrorism. Those fucking Muslim terrorists, how dare they fucking put boats just outside their territorial waters? They're just a few miles outside territorial waters. We are thousands of miles away from our territorial waters. Suddenly that's okay because we're the U.S. We're supposed to be the world's police. We're supposed to fix every single fucking problem that the brown and black people have in the world. Yeah, fucking right. It's just so ridiculous that we can stick our nose into every other country's affairs, but if any country does the same, like Russia for example, then suddenly they're bad. The double standard the U.S. has is fucking ridiculous. It's part of the reason why the world hates us so much. Can you imagine if there was a bully on the playground who would beat the crap out of kids and took whatever he wants, then when someone took a toy back from him that he stole, he would cry and say, "Teacher, he's being mean, he stole a toy from me." Can you imagine how infuriating that would be? And that's how the U.S. acts on the world stage. See, now I did a 4-minute rant bashing the U.S. and defending the Iranian regime. Just because I think the Iranian regime is terrible, which they are, the human rights record is terrible. That doesn't mean that I will go against them in every single situation. I will still look at the situation fairly, and doesn't mean I will lie about them. People think that the ends justify the means. Since I'm fighting against some evil force in the world, that means I can do whatever I want to them. I can lie about them and say they did these horrible, horrible things, and the ends justify the means because they're evil. Well, the problem is when everyone thinks that way, this is the situation we have today. You know, when someone says, oh, Hitler, he killed 3,000 people from Brazil. And I'll be like, well, no, he didn't. He's like, you're defending Hitler! You fucking Nazi! You can't imagine what you're doing! It's like, I'm not defending Hitler. I'm just saying that he didn't do that. You know, and that's what people make this argument to be. They go, you're supporting Islamic terrorists, you're defending the brutal regime in Iran. No, I'm fucking not. I'm just saying that they didn't do anything wrong in this situation. The U.S. is in the wrong. Just because the Iranian regime is bad doesn't mean I'm going to lie about them and take the U.S. aside every single fucking time something fucking happens. No, that's just called blind allegiance. That's idiotic.